Um, I know a lot of people would say Buntry, but who do you feel like was Suge's closest confidant when it came to business?
To
And
business?
I mean, yeah, and I know you'll probably say Jimmy Iovine, but I mean within his own circle. Who do you think was his closest person business wise that he turned to?
Well, he got time periods. Initially, it was Sharitha Knight. That they used to read a con. Well, I let her tell that story, but she had to read the contracts for shit and read stuff for him. So initially, it was Sharitha. And Suge has always used his female friends or whoever was his closest female, via if it was Tammy or Michelle, Sharitha, or even Davina, or even Paradise, depending on what it was, to um, to read over stuff and that's why I always say Suge, and even now Toy, is a smart and a genius, is because he'll go and take what and get an opinion from these people, and then he will get an opinion from a Reggie at one point from '95 until about 2008, 2009, and David Kenner. David Kenner will be ultimately the one that will be his closest confidant, as far as really sitting down and executing the agreements for him all the way until 96. 96, 97 was Reggie Wright. And y'all gonna say, well, y'all gonna let the groupie or whoever tell y'all what y'all want. But 97, even if he told me to do something else, if Reggie didn't do it, because there was some times where I broke the system, i.e. the changes song and all of that, where he would tell me to don't make it happen and I'll just do it and bite the bullet and be like, no, well, I did it. And that happened a lot in from 97 to 2002. Oh, well, not a lot, but it has often, because I knew how to communicate with Shug and get things that I wanted done. We want to keep it real. Uh, so as far as David Kenner would be the one that I would give the credit to during the heyday, during the days when everything was good, uh, that made a lot of the decisions that helped him. Because Suge always made the final decision. And he would make it seem, you would hear his ideals and be like, damn, didn't I just tell that nigga that? I mean, I used to hear that. Even in 95, 94, I used to be like, damn, I could have sworn that was my opinion. But, so that's a smart businessman to me. But it was errors, man, with Suge. And I think any smart executive, that's what they do. They get input and keep their circle tight, have certain people that they listen to for certain things. As far as business. Now, if you want to talk about street, there were some other people that, like the Buntries or the Big Jakes or Buntries, Big Jake, if G, or people like that on street stuff that would have his ear. But as far as business, which was the question, for the long length of time and during the heyday, I would have to say David Kenner was the one that executed his final decisions and had a lot of input all the way up until he was incarcerated, and then he got depowered. And he was really starting to get depowered before he got incarcerated. And that's the reason that I really feel that he got incarcerated, because he will stop listening to David Kenner, who has been controlled by Howard Powers, Jimmy Iovine, and Brian Turner, and the court system. Yeah.
What do you think ultimately led to David Kenner not being Suge's closest ally when he went away? Do you think Suge had a resentment that he was sentenced, but for the amount of time he was sentenced, or do you think they just, or I guess you've said this many times, maybe it was the incident where they found out that about the embezzlement or something?
Definitely was Steve Cantrop. Yeah. It was definitely from that meeting, from that day. I remember him getting up, standing over David, and like bumping him. It was like, David, I trusted you. I trusted you, David. Well, I remember that. I remember him, the not the fear, the hurt would be the better word, in his eyes when he said that to David Kenner. And that's when luckily, he had started bringing his own people in, people that was close to his family, such as his sister Linda, Calvin Tubbs, and Norris, and was leaning on them a lot. And they were going through things. And David still had a say, but he was getting depowered, where it was like the invoice is going to be approved by them versus approved by Kenner. And that's why everybody always talking about the firing and all of that. People don't realize that for him to fire and send that letter to David Kenner, and to me, I guess, y'all would say, which I wish it was true, because I sure wouldn't have had no security with him if it was true. But that was all Suge's ideal, to send the letter to Kenner, because he was only for the entertainment stuff, because of the conflict of interest. Things were starting to be exploited and being solved, and he was trying to make everybody do their own business, take care of their own business. That's why he was giving them a monthly. That's why you hear the stories where Yasmin was going to setting up a office and stuff like that under euthanasia and all of that, because he was trying to get them set up and get their own and support their own people that was up under them, and support their own, bills and stuff like that. That was the whole plan. I know it didn't come to fruition all the way, and so that's why it appears like people were mad and people on the outside and not knowing, thinking that it was a breakaway, but it wasn't no breakaway. Where else was he going to go? What other? Time Warner didn't want to be in the rap music business no more, right? Suge controlled Universal and AM's, the Universal system, which was MCA at the time. So they couldn't go there. Priority Records, nobody really wanted to be with Priority. Y'all got that Jay-Z album. No, Priority didn't start blowing up good, really. The only person they had at the time was Cube, and they didn't really start blowing up until Master P did what he did. But Suge ran Brian Turner and controlled Brian Turner. And then Arista, which was under, BMG, their system. He wasn't going over there with Biggie and Puffy and them. So that's why I always laugh when people are like, he was going, and then the system that Jay Prince was in. All right, y'all can listen to that bullshit if y'all want, about what Jay was saying he was doing. Virgin. He wasn't going over there. So that's why I keep telling y'all, he was happy. He was content. But y'all keep listening to motherfuckers that don't know and don't know how the business works. And you don't fire and disown people when you're out on an appeal bond that's put up. That's the stupidest thing in the world. It's to turn on your attorneys and all of that criminally. You're criminal. You can say, hey, well, I just need you to concentrate on the criminal, which that's what Suge did, even with David Kenner. Like, me and Reg got this now. You just concentrate on getting me out of prison. That's all I want you to worry about, getting me out. That's your only job. Me and Reg got this. Ask Suge Knight if he didn't say that, if that wasn't his statements to David Kenner. Me and Reg got this. You worry about getting me out of prison. He's available. He listens to these podcasts, these things. Call me on a lie on that. Tell me I'm lying about that. Bet you won't put it on nothing. I'll put it on my mama. Would you put it on yours? Peace.